Yeah, look, it's been look, in terms of the experience, it's been fantastic. Really enjoying it, enjoying the group of players. The whole environment's been great. So everyone's been aligned to trying to get better, trying to improve the consistency within the performances that we've previously sort of delivered, and that's the key thing. You know, my job is to try and help players get better and create an environment where we can get better. But the players are going to buy into that. So that's the and you know that if you look at the rankings say we're 7th. So no one wants to be at 7th. We want to be higher than that. So it's just getting everybody aligned to making sure that we're giving ourselves the best chance of climbing the rankings. Yeah, I think everyone's excited. I think everyone just wants to get over to South Africa and start playing. You know, when you've been in the camp for 3 weeks as we have, it can seem a long time, even though, you know, we've had plenty of practice games and we've tried to keep the players active. I think it's come to a stage where now players want to be tested, and and South Africa will provide that test because obviously they're a good side. So you know, I think everyone is without question excited about getting over there and playing some cricket. Like in terms of results, I mean, it would be nice to go there and come away winning more games than we lose. But for me, it's about the performance. We're trying to work on consistency in how we play, and obviously we want to play consistently well, and then that will lead to winning games. So I think that's the sort of focus for us is well, the focus has been, you know, how we train. Are we challenging ourselves at training? Are we training at the intensity that mirrors game situations as much as possible? So we're putting ourselves in situations that we know we're going to face in a couple of weeks' time. And if we're doing that at training, then that will hopefully help us win those key moments in games, or win those challenging moments in games. And if we can do that, then you know, fingers crossed, we should be able to come away with more wins. I mean, it's about how we play. We want to become more consistent in terms of and how we go about the game and what we do within the game. So that's what we're focusing on. Yeah, it's obviously disappointing that the Bismah won't be with us for several reasons. One, obviously, she's captain. The influence that she has both on and off the field will be missed. But also missed it from her contributions with runs. But what it does, you know, is provide opportunity for other players, for maybe young players to come in, but also younger players to come in, but also for other players that are established in the side to stand up and now score the runs that Bismah would have contributed. So it's a couple of things. Like the other thing is, reality is, she's not going, so we've got to get over that. And you know, we discussed that when we knew that Bismah wasn't going. We said, well, she's not going, so we need to move on, and we need to get our heads around, you know, this. We're taking 17, and these are the players that need to get across to South Africa, and as a group we need to perform. So that's it really. It will be disappointing not to have her there, but the reality is that's what's going to happen. Yeah, look, I'm really excited because, as I said, you know, I mentioned about the players wanting to get out and play some international games. You know, for me, I just want to see them play. I think that's the other point. We need to be playing these games that we can then review the performance and then put programs together that can and training habits that can help us win more games. So for me, I'm excited to see them play first and foremost. Certainly on a personal level, yes, it is the first trip. I haven't really had time to think about it too much. But again, we know it is going to be a challenge because the South African side is strong. You know, they're ranked above us in both ODIs and T20s. They got the semi-final of the T20 World Cup, the last major competition. They had 8 players that played in the BBL this year and 1 in the IPL women's version. So, and those 9 players have been in and around the better one-day competitions within the world for a number of years now. So they're very experienced. They're ranked higher than us, but but I'm still excited about what our players can show in competition against them. Yeah, look, I think that what's the key for us is getting what we think is our one-day team, or players that we feel are best aligned to the one-day game. So obviously that's, we do have three ODIs there plus a practice ODI game. So we have four one-day games to play. So within that, hopefully when we get back, we'll have a better idea of what possibly that squad of 15 would look like for late June, early July. But there's still a lot of time between now and then. So again, it's one of those that yes, it's important to play games, but then once we come back, we'll sit down and assess and say, well, who sort of stood up, what roles do we think we need to cover off more on, have we got enough coverage within the squad, and basically pull apart how we actually played and how we went about it and how individuals did within that. Again, it doesn't mean if people don't do as well as we would like that they're not going to be considered. And similarly, if people do very well, there's still time between now and then. There's still a lot of cricket to be played after it. But ideally we come back knowing if we're on the right track and if we areas that we maybe need to look at in greater detail.